Hello everybody, this is Gigi again. I am talking about tricky basic integration, number 4. It's number 4 out of the 5 that we are doing for this class. Okay, so suppose you have the integral of 1 over 1 plus e to the x dx. Okay, so thinking about it, you cannot do a u substitution, because if you let u be e to the x plus 1, then du is going to have to be e to the x dx, which you don't have. You only have e to the x, dx, but not e to the x dx. So this u substitution, straight u substitution, doesn't work. Okay, and it's not one of the derivatives that you know before. So here is a really good trick. And that is called adding 0. So what does it mean to add 0? You are adding 0 when you are adding something in and then subtract that same thing out, right? So in this case, I am going to want to do this. I'll show you in just a second. Let me get my color back. So that equals to the integral of 1. I am going to say here, look at this. I'm going to keep the denominator the same, which is 1 plus e to the x dx. And let's watch me adding on 1. I'm going to go ahead and add e to the x, but then I'm going to go ahead and subtract that right out. Right? So wouldn't you agree with me that that is adding 0? Adding e to the x and then subtracting it right out right then, right? So that is adding 0. Now, why did I want to do that? I want to do that now because look at this part right here. I'm going to consider this as one term, okay? And then the other is another term right here. Okay, oops, no, can't do that because you can't see, can you? Okay, so this is right here is the second term right here. Okay, so I'm going to split the fractions now. And when I split the fractions, that will become the integral of 1 plus e to the x divided by 1 plus e to the x. That is just 1 dx. Plus the integral of the second one would be negative e to the x over 1 plus e to the x dx. Okay, now instead of writing negative, I can just go ahead and say I'm going to change this plus to a minus, and that will work just nice. Okay, now take a look at the second integral right there. The second integral basically is a u substitution problem that I had thought about it earlier. Right? So that would be let u be e to the x plus 1. Then du would be e to the x dx. Then that integral right here will become the integral of 1 over u du, which is ln of absolute value of u plus some c1. Okay, that's what that is. So when I go back, I can say, oh, hey, this one right here is just minus ln of absolute value of e to the x plus 1. And I'm going to say plus some c right there. And then what is this right here? That's just x. And that is it. That's the integral of your original function, 1 over 1 plus e to the x dx. That's pretty awesome. Adding 0, I think that's one of my favorite tricks there. Adding 0.